1, 2, 3, 4. Watch page 5, 4. I think we're live already. Isn't it amazing how you can have 2 thumbs down before you even turn on? It's awesome. Gotta love this channel. Hey everybody, how are you? Welcome to the Dice Tower. Now, for those of you that are already been here, okay, have been watching for the first hour, where I'm just going to go over a few things and then we'll bring them all up, everybody up to speed. That is from the Dice Tower. But if you want to, you can go over to my channel and see the first part of this, okay? And that's at Rob-Conan on YouTube. And if you guys get a chance, do me a favor, go over to Board Game Link, Best Board Game Links or whatever, something like that, and give some love to the Dice Tower. There's no way that the most powerful gaming network of them all should be in 6th. So click the hearts and give them some love, because everybody loves the Dice Tower. Okay, so there's a couple things I wanted to tell you guys. Oh, Sean, how are you? Charles? Septum, how are you, my friend? I'm good to see everybody. I do my best to try to include everybody in on this, so just bear with me. I'll answer your comments and stuff like that as I paint. But as you know, it is probably not the most easiest thing in the world. Now over here, I think you guys see this guy right here, but we're not going to bring him out just yet because we're going to concentrate on the snake right there, because we're going to talk about how we got to that thing. Now, a couple things real quick. One of the big things that I really wanted to do for you guys was to do this by airbrush. But number one, I really want to work for the guy that is the first time painter. So we're really going to try to do that. What we want to do is I want to show you a quick and easy way that you can get this snake done just like that, and you don't even have to be a skilled painter at all. Not at all. So the first thing that we're going to do, the first thing you want to do is prime the guy white. Now you're saying white, well, that doesn't make too much sense. Well, it will in a minute. It will in a minute. Also, if you check out the first video, you can see how we worked on the wolves and we started our lion here, which we'll complete here. So it kind of goes over everything that I'm going to show you, but I just want to show you very quickly, but I'm not going to paint this entire snake because we're going to go back and work on our other guy and our lion as well. So without further ado, why don't we get going and paint away here on the Mighty Dice Tower. All right. The first thing that we really want to do is we want to paint the inside of this guy's mouth, okay? So you're thinking, oh, wow, this is going to be a process and a half. No, it's not. What we're going to do is we are going to, I'm new to the art, so I appreciate it. See, that's what we build this all around. Does your compressor have a tank? No, it's just one of those little mini compressors. I'll break it out sometime, but just not right now. We're going to take some Carlsberg Crimson, so it's a very dark red wash or shade. So let's shake it up real good, and we're going to open this bad boy up, and you're going to see how this all comes together in just a matter of minutes, just like that, just like that. So we're going to take some of this. Let me move this out of the way so it's not in the camera view. And I'm not going to knock it over and spill it all over myself or the cat and make the cat red. And all we're going to do is we're going to come in here and we're just going to take and work our wash inside of the mouth. Now don't worry about getting the teeth. All right? What we want to do is we want to take and just hit the corners here. We really don't want to get it on any of this outside area if we can, because that's going to just mean that we're going to have to paint white over that. So we're going to take our time and just kind of work this wash in here. All right. And we're going to get it in the corners of his mouth here. And we're going to go over on the other side here and work the corners of his mouth over here. And we're just going to do everything we can. Now, for those of you on the Dice Tower, I just wanted you guys to know that starting next Wednesday, you demanded that you wanted somebody to cover wargaming. Well, you got him. It's me. After talking to Tom, we've decided to do a live War and Pieces every week where you can be involved just like you can here and be a part of War and Pieces Live, where we will be talking about all types of war games, present, past, future. We're going to talk to designers. We're going to do it all live, and you guys are going to be the biggest part of it as we discover some new games, and you can take a look and see what war games you want to see and talk about. And that's what the best part about it is, because it's going to be an interactive show with you guys. So I'm plugging it right now during my time here on the Dice Tower. Next Wednesday, look for it. War and Pieces Live with yours truly, Rob. Okay, now let's get back to the serious thing that we're doing, and that's painting this god-awful snake. And if you guys live anywhere where there's a lot of poisonous snakes, like here in Florida, last thing you want to be doing is working on a snake. Greg Hunter, how are you, my friend? Good to see you. He asks, which game are these models for? Well, Conan. My first time tuning in. Your voice is magnificent, sir. Thank you, Dungeon Master. We have a new microphone, so I hope you guys are enjoying that. So we're really trying to bring a better quality of show to you guys, so you guys enjoy it, and that's what's most important, isn't it? That we do something that's good and constructive. Now let's take a look at what we just did. We took a red wash, okay, a very dark crimson wash, and just by taking this wash and letting the wash take control, it really is starting to take control of his mouth. Now this is where the white paint, we couldn't have done this if we had primed him black. But because the white works real well, and you can see that we have the inside of his mouth. Now don't worry about his teeth. We're going to come back to his teeth and so forth. So there we go. We have the inside of his mouth done. You can see the detail there, and you can see the effect that we are going for. Now we're going to change brushes. We're going to move to a little bit of a bigger brush here. Excuse me. And we're going to take an ammo, an Athonian camo shade. Why can't they just say like green shade? We have to have all these, like really complicated, all kinds of named kind of shades. Listen, we know it's a green shade. Let's go with it, right? Okay, so now here you have, we've done this white. Now anybody can do this. Anybody, all right? And here's the key part here. All you're going to do is take this shade, okay? And we're going to get a good amount on our brush. And then all we're going to do is just paint over this model. Look how it seeps right into the recesses there. All right? And it's just going in there, and we're getting a good green shade for our snake here. All right, and if you guys wanted to just paint this whole thing green like that, it actually looked pretty nice, because you would get the wash that's working very hard into the detail of a very excellent model, by the way. And oh, by the way, look for my video, Top 10 Miniature Games of 2016. That'll be coming out here on the Dice Tower, along with my Top 10 War Games for 2016, only on the Dice Tower. All right, so that's what, and you can see how I paint the whole thing on my channel if you'd like to go over and check that out at some time. Let's see, Ming Sky. I love all your videos, Rob. You take such care and thought into teaching beginners, and I really appreciate that. Well, Ming, thank you so much. It really means a lot to hear those kind words from you. And you are, and the Dice Tower, and everyone have been wonderful to me, and I'm very blessed to have you all in my lives. So thank you very much. So now, you see what we're getting here? and it's not taking that much. Now, if you see it pulling up like on this part over here, use your brush, move it around. You control the wash. Remember that. You control where it goes. And you just move it around with your brush. Now, let's see what happens when you're finished with putting all that wash on. Well, what do we have here? Yes, we have another snake. Because this is my life, painting Conan now. And as you can see, we have quite a bit of detail, but it looks alright, but we still have quite a ways to go with this guy. Okay? Live War and Pieces sounds awesome, Rob. I can't wait. Need to introduce younger generations to wargaming. Exactly. It may not be for everyone, but I encourage people to try it at least once. You might like it. Will it be possible to see this later? Of course it will. This will come back right back up. Now, let's take a look at what we got here. You see how the green wash really gets in there and really does a nice job with the skin, so it kind of goes over the white and gives it a green tint, but it's just enough to really kind of give us a little bit of scale, which is nice. Now, I've also, and you can see this in the other video, and I don't want to take too much time because we want to move on to our next step. I took some Bane Brown, and what I did, for anyone who thinks these minis are cool, you should check out Myth Battles Path On, which just ended on Kickstarter. I don't know if they will let people in again later, but maybe they will, and then maybe you can get it. Very true. I hope they do. Monolith behind both. Awesome miniatures for both. I agree. Beards and board games. Late paint, Rob. In Scotland, anyways. I'm sorry, buddy. I'll promise I'll start doing some things earlier. My gosh, that is beautiful. Well, thank you, Ted. But we're still going to be doing some work here. All right, you can see that dried up in the mouth real nice. But I also took this brown, like it is a Bane Blade Brown, so it's kind of a lighter brown. And I've worked this all into, because I want that two-tone look for this guy. So what are we going to do with that now? Well, we're going to take some more washes. And I think we're going to go with, I think it's an Agrath Earthshade. So we really don't want to use a Reikland. A Reikland's has a little bit more of a red feel to it. But we want to take a nice dark brown, and we really want to make an effect here. Okay? We really want to see that detail, and we want to be able to bring that out. And that's what we're trying to do here. So let's give this a go. And then we're going to work on the skin a little bit more. So, with that said, there's a couple things that we're going to do. Now, over here, there's a skull, which is fine. And we're going to just try to work this out and see how this all... Because I'm all doing this from... There's no pictures to go by. There's nothing to go by except what we're doing here. Now, these teeth, as you can see, are red right now. But we're going to fix those, and we're going to fix this whole mouth area. That's a whole another process that we're going to be doing. So, don't get sold on the mouth yet. Because his mouth is pretty important if you really, really think about it. So we're going to get a good amount of this on our brush. We really want to get this nice and soaked. Twin Peaks are sent... Oh, okay, you guys are talking amongst yourselves. I'm sorry. If you have a question, just put question in front of it so I see it. Because it's kind of hard to paint and read everything. I do try to do that. And I want to thank everybody for being here. If I don't mention your name, I apologize. So we're going to take this, and now we're going to start bringing out... See what we're doing here? We're making this snake nasty. We're getting in the recesses there. So this brown is really going to come alive now, and that's what we want. We want to get those recesses. All right, let's get a good amount of this back on here again. Let me put down my headset so I can see. And we are just working that all the way around. Being very careful not to touch the green. But it wouldn't matter because a little bit of brown might add a little flavor to him. But I've got plans for him. Don't you worry. I got plans for that green skin. Oh, that was a little heavy, but that's okay. I can work that right around. And that's what we do. We work. We're always working here. Always working, working, working. There we go. Let's get that in there. And really work that in there. Perfect. And if it gets on the green, don't worry about it, because the next shade is really going to take over, and it's really going to make a big difference. So the next thing we want to do is we want to go over this tail area with that. There we go. And underneath, we want to be careful because we did put this on a little heavy, or I did at least. You guys didn't do it. This way, if I do it wrong, you guys can blame me, right? And we're going to work this wash right in this area here. Even though it's underneath the model, you never know. Somebody might pick it up and go, well, you didn't paint underneath here. Well, now we did. Now they can't say anything, right? Agrath Earthshade, you are correct. Boy, Sean, you are on fire tonight. Sean is a frequent person at my channel, so I thank him for coming over to the Dice Tower and spending some time with me here. I love doing my thing for the Dice Tower, and I hope they enjoy having me here. So there we go. All right, so there we got that going. So let's push that off a little bit to the side for a few minutes and just let that dry enough, and then we're going to come back to that snake. But we've got our lion here. Now you can see how I paint them on my channel because the first hour was there. And what I did is I just took I'll tell you the colors. I took a Tellurian sand, and then I took, it's called a Rhinox hide for his fur there. So that's what we kind of did there. So now what we want to do is we want to take that same dark brown wash, and we want to start bringing out some of the detail of our friend here. And there we go. We're going to be doing a lot of cool things, and I'm hoping that we're probably going to do one more week of this next week, and we're going to go over some more of the guys, and then the real cool thing is, whoops, come back here. See, he's trying to get away. Is that we're going to probably be moving on to Doom. Yes, the new Doom. That's going to be a lot of fun. So if you guys are interested in that, watch that get painted. We're always going to be painting something. So now we're going to take this wash, and we really want to darken this big boy up. And you can see where that is now just, you see how those basic colors that I put on there, and how important it is that the wash is just going to work its way and help us cut a lot of time off, because now all of a sudden you can see that we're starting to get some detail there. Now you can see I'm kind of flooded over here, but that's okay because I have my brush, and you just move it around. Take the wash, you control the wash. You control the wash. You control how it flows. And that's a beautiful thing, a very beautiful thing, when you have complete control of your paints. And it's just by taking your brush and using your brush and working it. Working it, working, working. Never give up. Never surrender. What's that from? Can anybody tell me? We'll see who's the first person that jumps in with that one. And we're just going to work this all through. Nice. And look at this. Just gives some really detail there. So let's take a look. And while we had the Acra, you always try to plan things out so everything kind of works. Hey Rob, have you ever used secret weapon washes? No, I have not, Mario. I have not. I am I've always been a big GW guy, and you know, I've used other washes. I use Army Painter stuff. I mean, what is it? Army Builder? Army Painter, excuse me. And I enjoy it. I mean, I have nothing against them. I just go with what I'm comfortable with. And that's the one thing about painting, is just going with what you feel comfortable with. And you see, I'm just really working this brush so I can get exactly what I'm looking for. Now, do you see how the musculature on him really starts to work? Alton, how are you? Haha, I always loved a good Galaxy Quest. Attaboy, look at that, all those Galaxy Quests. Mario, thank you. Charles. And it is the one troll that is allowed to come any live event I am on. And that is the new troll. Because if you don't know, he's probably the nicest troll around. So be nice to him, guys. And now look at his face. See how the structure of his face starts to come out? Now he looks like a lion instead of just brown, instead of a plastic animal. There we go. And we're going to let him dry. We're going to let him dry a bit. Now, here's another guy where right now the base color we have on here, we just kind of threw that on there. Let's see if he's dry. I'll probably give him a few more minutes before we do anything with him. Let's just do that. We're going to give him a few more minutes. So we're going to put him over here. And we're going to clean off our brushes, because cleaning off our brushes is the most important thing. Meanwhile, we're waiting for our snake to dry, so we can move on to the next step of our snake. And we may not finish everything today, but you can count on seeing it next week as we finish everything up. So let's take a look at Conan, in case you guys are wondering, or you guys weren't able to be here last time we were here. We got Conan all painted up and looking pretty. Look at that. Look at those muscles. That's what you want to do. You want to sell the muscles on the big guy. Alright. And let's see who else. We had one of his friends, his wizard friend. And we built the fire out, and we built him up really, really nice. So we're coming along very nicely with this whole set, and I'm very, very happy with the models. Another friend of Conan's, and you can see that his muscle structure is very important to how he is, and we decided to build it up and really sell that out there. And it's just easy, simple steps, just taking your time. Anybody can do this. Question: new painters using Reaper Painter paints here. Do you ever use paints washes from different manufacturers on the same model? Absolutely. Absolutely. You'll see me bounce from this to maybe something there. Or maybe I even, if I wanted to mix something in, I would throw in something like that. As far as I'm concerned, paint's paint. Everybody has a personal preference. For me, I just feel more comfortable using something I know, because I know how to blend that particular paint. But they're all good paints. They all do wonderful jobs. That fire came out really nice. Well, thank you, Mario. Thank you so much. Okay, we're just going to stand up here for a second. I've been sitting for an hour and 30 minutes, so I just wanted to stand up for a second, because I don't think I can feel my leg anymore. Oh, there we go. Just took a swig of water, and I think we're ready to go. How about you guys? You guys ready? Because I am. All right, so next color that we are going to use is a new oil. This is a musculature. Yeah, I'm so horrible saying things, but I do try. What we have here, this is a black wash. Okay, so you're saying, okay, Rob, well, you already put a brown wash on the tiger, and those wolves look all right. I don't think we need to put any black wash on them. Who are we going to put a black wash on? Well, we're going to put a black wash on this guy, and it's going to make a world of difference. It is, I tell you, it is. Question: do you know how to make your own washes? Yes, I actually did a video on it not too long ago. Did you have to fix the arm on thong? Mine is way past the base. Thong. Oh, that's this dude? Is that his name? Oh, thong. Yeah, I got the card right in front of me. Yeah. No, I was pretty lucky. He seems to sit okay. I could probably raise it up a bit, but I wasn't too worried about it. I got a couple of these to paint, so. I did an actual video on it. Maybe I'll do it again because I said we were going to redo our 101s and then categorize them on BBG. We'll see how that goes. So what we're going to do is we're going to get... Oh, sorry. I will go find it then. No, don't be sorry, Lee. Lee, I'll probably do it again, and I think if you go to my channel, I have a folder called Painting 101, and you can find it there. Or you can just go back anywhere from Board Game Breakfast 93 to present day, and it'll be somewhere in there. Or go to my I think it's Painting 101 Remastered, if you see those on the Dice Tower. Okay, so let's get back to business, right? All right, so now, what do we want to do here? What we want to do is we really want to bring out the detail, all right? Because these washes are really going to sit in there. So now we're going to paint over that green wash with a black wash. We're not going to lose the green wash that you just put in, but we are going to bring more detail out. And you could see how when I work it into the side here, how much that starts to really work in there. And that's what we're going for. We're looking to really make those recesses stand out, multicolored. Because the snake is a very, he's not a colorful thing, but he is a work of art. Snake is just all muscle, and we really want to bring out what he is. We want him to look terrifying, but yet elegant in his destructiveness. That's what a snake is. Or if you see some of the people that leave comments, they're real snakes. Especially if they're not nice. They're the ones that hide. They're not pretty, though. These guys are. And as you can see, I'm trying not to touch them as much as I have to. But I am working. And I'm being very careful not to get any in his mouth. I can actually just kind of work it around. Now you see what we're getting? Do you see how that's really bringing him out? Thong, yeah. Sorry, guys. All right. Question: was that a wash you used to base thog? Not thong? Sorry. No, that's actually, I used a Lauren Forest. It was a layer paint. I just kind of threw it all on him. So we're going to shake this up a little bit more. And there we go. We're going to just work in there. And we are going to take our wash and we are going to continue on here. So we want to be careful here, because the wash will run on you. So you just see how I'm just kind of getting underneath that chin. There we go. I'm going to turn him this way. Get underneath that chin. But we don't want to get inside that mouth, and we want to be careful around the snout. I hope I said that right. Snout. Because we did all that wonderful work, and we just don't want to lose all that work that we did. All right. Much better. And don't worry, you can work a little bit of that black in with the brown there. That doesn't matter. it's going to sell it anyways. Now the funny thing is we're going to let this dry really, really well, because we're coming up to the part where we're going to have to dry brush. Yeah, dry brush. Because what we did is we really set the tone here. Okay? That little bit of white really kind of pointed us in the direction that we want to go. Ha ha ha, Tommy. Oh, Tommy, you got some paints on your fingers, Rob. Yeah, that's pretty much my normal day. Well, that block really made the detail pop. And that's what we're trying to do, exactly. We're really trying to bring out the detail, because we really want to show how strong he is. And let's face it, sometimes the best villain is a good-looking villain. That's what we want to have here. I think I missed some questions, so let me back up a little bit here. Question, do you plan on finishing the snake during this stream? I'm here at work for another 90 minutes. What time have we got? I've only got a half hour. I don't think I'm going to be able to finish him here, but we will finish him next Thursday. I can promise you that. And we did quite a bit here with him. So it depends on how fast he has had to dry. I have been saddened by the lack of battling brushes on Dice Tower. Well, Tommy, unfortunately, we had started something, and then we went to BGG Con. And then, unfortunately, my daughter became very, very ill, and we had a bit of a tragedy, so I had to take a week away, and I asked Sam and Tom if it was all right if I did not do my painting duties and battling brushes. And of course, them being as understandable and as fantastic human beings as they are, they were just very kind and just said, take care of your family. So we've had a rough 10 days. But you want to know something? We're doing all right. Do you miss the outside of his neck up top? It looks pale. Okay, hold on here. No. I think we got him. Matter of fact, I got a little bit of a drip there that I really want to be careful. Right there. I might have missed it. But I don't want to turn him upside down too much. No. Nope. Oh, I see what you're saying right here. No, that's because the wash really didn't get into that particular recess that well. So I do need to push that around a little bit. Thank you, though. But you're going to be surprised at what we're going to do next with this guy. So let's let him dry. Let's make sure that I got no more puddles. Sometimes you can get a little heavy with the wash and get a few puddles in there. So let's just make sure that we got this all moved around correctly. I was too busy talking instead of moving that paint around. Okay, so there we go. Alright, I think that looks a little bit better, right? Oh yeah, maybe I need to read the title. Thanks, Sean. No problem. Question, do you think the GW brushes are worth their prices? I think there's one that goes for 28 bucks. Or can I buy brushes from Michael's or another cheap hobby store? Let me think. First of all, thank you, Lee. And thank all of you. Thank you very much. And thank you, Tommy. To be honest with you, I think, you know, it really depends on your feel. Some people just have a certain feel for working with brushes. You know, some like to use bristles, some like to use horsehair and stuff like that. And spending the money on a brush really depends on your feel, and you have to develop a feel. But let me just tell you this, the best thing that you can do is start with those cheap brushes. See how they feel in your hands, because you can go to Hobby Lobby or Michael's and you can get cheap brushes, but you can also get some brushes that have some expense to them, and see what the difference is. Put them in your hands while you're there at the store. Just grab a piece of paper and just move it along. as best as you can. And, you know, because some of them you can just almost like get a feel for them and go from there. You start with cheap brushes until you start to get a feel for things, and then you can upgrade to better brushes. So going right out and buying a $28 brush, no, I don't suggest it at all. First, get the cheapest stuff you can and find out if you like what you're doing. That's the most important thing, isn't it? All right, I think we cleaned that brush off. And let me get a paper towel here out of my paper towel thing. The only thing that I didn't break from that broken table company. All right, clean that off. Does how much you like games motivate you more to paint minis? No. I don't know anything about this Conan game. I'm curious about it. I haven't watched any of it, any of the playthroughs or anything about it. I heard Tom and Sam say it was a good game, but I'm looking forward to playing it. But I think sometimes I like to paint. I like to paint everything. You know, the old saying is color your world how you see it, and I get to do that all the time. I think that's a beautiful thing, and that's what I enjoy. I enjoy sharing this with you. I enjoy doing this with you guys. Okay, let's get this guy out of the picture for a bit. All right, so now look at, see how that's drying very nicely now? See how we're getting that detail in there? He looks a little dirty, but we're gonna fix that. Very nice. We're gonna be doing Blood Bowl 2 very soon. Sam and I, so I know you guys are going to be excited about that. Wolves look good. These we just painted. Question: have you or are you going to paint Kingdom Death? If I can get a copy of it, I will paint it. And I can promise you that. So I'm going to do what I can to see if I can get a copy of it. Now, as you can see, I primed these black, and then we worked the grays out. We started with an etching gray. You can see this also. I did the whole process on my channel, and but the most important thing is just show you what's going on here, folks, and that's what we like to do. So if you want to see the first part, you can go there and then come back here and watch the entire second part, and you know, I try to give you a good 2 hours. And don't forget to check Jason and Tom tonight, as they are doing a live Q&A, which is always exciting when those two get together. I love them both. They're very dear friends of mine. All right, so let's get to this guy a little bit. Estimate how many minis you've painted. A lifetime. Lifetime? Well, geez, I did almost I did 500 in 4 days over the 4th of July holiday for Dice Tower Con. So I've got to say I've done 50,000 easy. I really want to get my hands on Blood Bowl. Very interested in the game. I have everything there is for Blood Bowl. We're gonna, while we're letting things dry, let's see if I can, what do I got here? Oh, matter of fact, I pulled out one of my old armies to this is how old school I go. I've got the Orkland Raiders. I've got every set. That was the first game my wife ever bought me. And as you know, some of you know, Blood Bowl is possibly one of my favorite games of all time. Let's see. I'm missing some questions. Okay, so I'm going to stop and answer some questions for a few minutes here, since we've got stuff drying. Okay. Will you be backing a copy of KDM? No, I will not. I really want to get my hands on Blood Bowl. Very interested in that game. Well, we are going to be doing a whole thing this weekend on my channel. I hope you guys check it out. And Sam and I are going to be doing battling brushes, and he stuck me with the humans. That ain't right. Didn't one of the regulars say he was going to send Rob his KDM minis to paint? I don't think so. Yes, lifetime. Lifetime, yeah, it's got to be over 50,000. I started out with cheap brushes and then moved to the Windsors and Newtons. I agree, they are beautiful, and I really like them. Question: what's your favorite game based on its models, minis, and design? I have to say, I see. I can't even say that. I wasn't too happy. I think what I saw so far with Doom, I really kind of like, and I'm excited. I'm actually excited to paint that. That's what I'm going to say for now. Hey Rob, question: what do you prefer, primer, black, gray, or white? Well, it depends on the model. It really does. Like for this particular, this technique would not work for a for if I painted it black. This wouldn't work if I painted it black. Now we've got this great kind of thing going on here because we were able to build out from a white primer. So it really depends on what you're doing. And I think 50,000 is low, by the way. If he wants to wait until summer of 2017, he can paint my KDM 1.5. Well, Sean, I'd be happy to do it for you. You know that. If you paint something and you don't like the result, is there a way to start over, or is there too many paint layers messed up the process? I've actually just kind of, I've taken some Simply Green, soaked it in Simply Green, and started all over. It's happened once. Usually I can fix anything. Like I said, you can make mistakes, but you can also work around those mistakes and come up with something else. I believe that you can make anything beautiful if you really wanted to. You just have to be happy with what you do. And you got to wait to the very end a lot of times, because all of a sudden you'll do that one layer and everything will make sense. Let's see. Damn, I stumped him. You didn't really stump me, but okay, you stumped me. As someone who is interested but never painted, the stripping process seems hard. The striping process seems hard. I feel like I sound stupid. It is hard. Striping's not the easiest things. But we'll be doing a tiger next week, and I'll show you how to do it. I would suggest getting, okay, Rob, thoughts on Adrenaline game? I know it's off topic, so this may not be the time. No, I'm here for you guys. And you have to remember that. I'm here for you guys. I really like the Adrenaline game. I saw it at BGG. The guy that put it together is a really nice guy, and I was really impressed with it. You can use products from AutoZone. Yeah, super clean. That works too. KDM print art is like anime, but actually minis are quite normal looking. Yeah, I'd really like to get involved with it. We'll just have to see how things go. Oh, for crying out loud, I didn't charge my camera. I was going to, but, well. Anyways, let's get back to work here. All right, so now that we're all caught up with comments. And please, just put question in front of it so I can see it and answer it. Now, we got this guy, and all we want to do with the big fella here, because he's going to be our main focus next week, is I want to get him his color, but we want to take we really want to dull him down bad. I mean, I'm talking, we want that green as dark and dingy as humanly possible. So we're going to take this black wash, and we are really going to work it in there, because we want him, as a matter of fact, we may even put 2 coats of it on, because we're going to build out. We want that green hue. We want that pukey green hue, but we are going to build out from this guy. And no, he's not going to be totally green, because we're going to really make those tentacles a different color. But right now, just to start, you can just kind of paint over everything and then work out from there. And that's exactly what we are going to do. We are going to get that wash in there, and we are going to really dull this guy down and really make him dark. That dark, forbidding green. Oh, camera went out of focus, Rob. It's hard to see your great work. Oh, I'm sorry. That is my fault. Plastic, metal, or whatever works. Yes, me too. I'm just making sure I didn't miss anything. No, I didn't. Oh, double alert. It was me. Sorry. I was going to say, I don't have autofocus on. I go, but I must have did something, because every time I come on here, I've always had some kind of problem. Okay, so now we're just really kind of working that in there. And we want to get that in there heavy, okay? Because we want that to be a very dull... Oops, painted my finger. See, we want to really get my... What creature is that? It is a thog. And we are just... I actually washed my finger. How's that? And we don't care if this is dripping or builds up in any particular area, because next week we are really going to do some really creepy stuff with this guy. He's not a very nice looking creature. He's kind of disgusting. But we are going to make him disgusting so he lives up to all his grandeur. Because after all, Conan has to kill him, right? And we want him to look menacing and foreboding, so it really adds to Conan's legend when he kills him, right? And here we go. And for those of you, I hope you heard that we are doing a live War and Pieces next Wednesday. I'm very excited with our first thing. We are going to be live every Wednesday and Thursday. We're going to be doing wargamings on Wednesdays, and Thursday we're going to be painting every week for you guys. Here at the mighty Dice Tower, my home away from home. There's no better place and no better people than the ones that are part of the Dice Tower. And I hope we do the Chief proud, because the Chief did such an excellent job that I just really looked at his videos and I said, you know, I just don't want to do what he did, because he did it so great. And his things with wargaming was just so... He did such a wonderful job that I wanted to do something different. I wanted to get everybody interactive. I wanted them to be a part of it and really do something fun, different, and exciting. So let's see how it goes. Hopefully it'll go well. I'm looking forward to it. All right. Now, question. I'm new. What's War and Pieces? We will be talking about war games. All types of war games. And that's going to be the one segment that is just about war games. Oh, boy, I seem to be getting more paint on me than off me. All right, look what we did. You see how that all is coming together now? See how that all got in there and really dulled this guy down? He's going to be fun next week, and I hope you guys are going to join me next week when we start working on him. What time do we got? Okay, 8:47. We've got about 13 minutes. There's a lot we can do in 13 minutes, folks. But let's answer some questions first. How do you best mix paint in your pots? Well, a lot of times I'll just I have a little cup here that I mix on the top of this. Great minis in Conan. Yes, they are, Crispin. And good to see you, my friend. Evan, I hope that when the Dark Souls games come out, we have a painting video for it. Those miniatures would look awesome painted. Well, if I get my hands on it, we're going to paint it. Josh, how are you, my friend? Question, I'm brand new to painting, have nothing, and have shied away from games with minis because they're so boring unpainted. I agree. Is there a beginner set of paints or some kit I can buy and get started? Well, Army Builder has a few of them. Games Workshop has a few of them. They have some wonderful scents that come with clippers and paints and grass and for the bases, and really do some wonderful things. So you just have to go to different companies and find the different things. There's Reaper that does a great job, all kinds of stuff. Alan, I really enjoy these live painting videos. Very relaxing. Keep up the good work. Alan, thank you so much. It means the world to me. Thank you. Septum, I'm slowly adding my paint collection. Yeah, that's what you do. You start with a beginner set, and then you build out from there. All right. All right, so let's do one more thing. Let's finish up this line a little bit. All right, remember how I said he kind of looked dirty? Well, we got to fix that now. So now what we want to do is we're going to take some Xandri dust. Now, normally we would use that for bone. Let me find if I have an open one. I know I do. Tellurian sand, Beastal brown. Oh, where is it? Oh, come on. Nothing like being live and then not finding what you need to do. Oh, well. For the good of the show. For the good of the show. So now, what we're going to do is take some Xandri dust. We're going to shake that up. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to open this up. And we're going to make sure that this brush is clean. And put it off to the side because we don't need it anymore. Alright, there we go. Now, we're going to take let's find something good here. I'm going to find a junky brush like this. Okay, just a cheapo brush. That's all we need. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're just going to get a good amount of paint on here. Okay, and then we're going to take our paper towel and we're just going to take that off. Alright. Now, oh, hold on. I think I saw a question. Rob is too big to game. Nah, I'm too small. Every time I go to the game store, I pick up 5 pots of Citadel paint. I do the same thing. Highlights on the lion's mane. Yeah, I'm going to do that eventually too. Rob, do you dress your bases? And if so, you feel that if the mini has a sinking effect, if not cut from the base? Nah, I just dress my bases. I work around it. That snake isn't interested in that dirty little line. No, but he would eat him. So now, all we're going to do, and this is why I like leaving them on the base, so I can do that and test my paints. And I'm just going to lightly start bringing that color back. See what I'm doing here? I'm bringing them back because we want to bring, see what that's doing? See how we're still keeping the musculature there? Musculature. I gotta work better on saying that. We're gonna work on his mane too. First we want to get his body completely where we want to. And that's by cleaning him up a bit, working on that lower extremities, just really showing the power. So he looks powerful because you want him to stand out. You don't want him to look cloudy. You want to be careful here. Now, don't worry about getting this on the mane because we're going to actually work on the mane. Alright. And we're just working on his face. Just trying to bring that out a bit. There we go. And you know something, if you really wanted to, you can use the same color to kind of tie it in with the mane a bit. I'm just seeing how it looks. And I'll do things like that. I'll just start with something. I'll go, well, let's just go all the way all over it. Let's see how this all ties in together. Let's see if this works together. You know what I mean? Be adventurous. Don't be afraid. People that are afraid never accomplish anything. Be brave. Try things that you've never tried before. Live. And just enjoy what you're doing here. Your time painting and having the freedom to do whatever and express yourself in any way that you want to. And that's the beauty of this. just taking your time and expressing yourself through paint. The only person you have to impress is yourself. And sometimes that may be harder than impressing others. But in time, you will get confidence and feel good about what you're doing. And there you go. He doesn't look that bad, does he? Not bad. Question, do you like painting infinity pieces? I never got a chance to get a hold of any. None of the stores around here carry them. All right. Here we go. And you can see we got a really nice effect here. All right. Dang, Twisted, you got called out. Don't paint in the dark. Then you won't be afraid. There you go. All right. Well, I have to say, we did a lot of things tonight, and I enjoyed my time with you guys. I really did. So I'm going to take a look at a couple questions because we got about 5 minutes left here. And we'll take a look at where we're at. Let me just make sure I didn't miss anything before, because I hate missing people's questions, especially when you take the time to type something to me. You Dice Tower guys ever get to Texas? Yes, we did. We were there 2 weeks ago. So let's take a look at what we've done tonight so far. And we've had a wonderful time doing it. So far, with our snake, we've got a lot of work, because that mouth's going to be everything on this guy, and then really bringing out some of the highlights and really bringing him out now. We're going to dry brush out, and that's going to be just fantastic what we do with him. So we're going to do that. We're going to finish up. We've got to work on the facial features of our lion, but we got him kind of looking pretty good. We've got our wolves that are doing pretty good. Let's bring them over where you guys can see them. And I'm going to show you how to base all this stuff too. Get a couple wolves in there. We've got our whatever it is. We've got him ready for next week. He's going to be fun. That's going to be a good time. We've got Conan all set and jacked up and ready. We've got one of the beasties all done and ready to go, and some of his friends and skeletons. So we've gotten a lot done. So what we're going to do is we're going to get ready for next week. Next week we're going to finish up the snake. We're going to finish up the monster. We're going to paint a couple more figures. So I'm going to show you how to do those very quickly. So I'm excited about that. And as always, we're going to do it, and especially, the snake isn't even done? What? Well, no. That's only washes on the big boy. We want to bring him out a little bit more. Have you done some Dust Warfare or Imperial Assault? Yes, I've done both. I painted them all. Gotta go. My time at work. But thank you very much for this live stream. Thank you, Lee. Thank you for being a part of it. Twisted Nature, thank you so much for being a part of this. And I hope you stop back here next week when we finish this bad boy up. And we've got to work on his mouth. Are you painting Tom set? If Tom wants it painted, of course I am painting Tom set. I always try to take care of Tom. Tom doesn't like to paint, but I do. And Tom likes to play with stuff blinged out, so I do my best to try to do a couple sets here or there for him during the year. He's been very good to me, and as a friend, I always try to take care of my friends. So, with that said, I want to thank all of you for being a part of this, and thank you for all the wonderful questions. Thank you for being so kind and being a part of this. If you want to see the first part, go to my channel, Rob Orrin, here on YouTube, and you can watch the first part, and we really go into detail on how we got the snake where he is right now. And be set for next week. We'll see you Wednesdays and Thursday next week while everybody's on that Dice Tower cruise. It's Rob's channel. We'll go longer. So maybe we'll do 2 hours next week on the Dice Tower. with that said, thank you so much for being so kind and being a part of my painting show here each and every week here on the Mighty Dice Tower. And again, please forgive me for not doing it last week as we had a family emergency. Thank you again, and we'll see you soon, folks. Bye now.